Greg Kellnan here for Ohsweken Speedway.com at the Strickland GMC preseason race party. Standing here with the gunslinger Ryan Hunsinger, last year's crate sprint car champion. And Ryan, we talked to some of the other drivers here today, and we talked about going into last year, everyone expected you to be the champion. And you came out on top, but it wasn't as easy as anyone thought it would be. What a great first year for the crates.
Yeah, it was great. It was amazing. The competition was so tough. Everybody's so close with the engines, and you know, everybody expected me to be the champion, or everybody said that, but I knew it wasn't going to be that easy, and I never underestimate anybody I race against. There's a lot of these guys have lots of experience and good teams behind them, and so we came out on top. But like you said, it wasn't easy, and that's the whole point of the division. Is if somebody just wins every week, it doesn't make it good for the fans or the drivers or anybody, and I want this division to succeed, so it was a really good outcome.
I think the reason a lot of the drivers expected you to win, they respect you so much as the driver that you've been over the years in a sprint car. And you really seem to adopt that, kind of like a father figure in the division and helping these drivers out. It seemed like you really enjoyed it.
I totally enjoyed it. It's kind of weird to be in that role because for so long I was just a kid, but I had a lot of guys help me over the years. And to me, like I said, #1 is the division because, I mean, I drive for an amazing team, but I raced on my own for a long time, and I begged, borrowed, and stole everything I could just to afford to race. And so when a division like this was announced and the opportunity to race, like economically, it was just amazing because it's something that I knew it made it accessible to everybody. Getting a car is one thing, but then when you're racing, I mean, a guy like me with a bunch of experience, to make it fair for the other guys, I shared my setups with anybody that wanted it. I didn't BS like my exact setups. And I really wanted to see people succeed because overall the division will succeed, and that's like I said, the goal of it. So I loved helping everybody. It was pretty cool.
Now, we won't get into the details yet again. You had a rough year. You had some struggles to get through physically, obviously. Talk about how hard it was really to get through last year, because we knew you were in a lot of pain.
It was not a lot of fun at all. That was probably the most traumatic part of my life, is being in a race car. And you know, it's funny, every driver I've ever talked to says, oh, I'm so scared of getting burned, and that's their one biggest fear. But I'm telling you, when it actually happens, it is the scariest thing in the world. Like, we were testing last weekend and we had new brakes on the car, and so I could smell something because running the brakes in, and as soon as I smelled it, I was just going crazy in my mind, and I was looking down to see if my feet were on fire. Like, it really messes with your head, and it was a tough deal. Like, I showed up at the racetrack in my pajamas, and I'm telling you, like, I had to get helped in and out of the car because it was hurting so bad. But at the end of the day, that makes it all worthwhile when you win the championship and you look back on it. And I mean, if it was easy and if it was just handed to me, then I don't think that I would value it as much, and I really do value it a lot, just because I had obstacles to overcome and it made it tougher.
Some brand new drivers in the division this year. It's going to be even tougher in 2015.
For sure it is. That's, like I said, that's good. That's what we want, and we want the division to succeed. So I think, like I said, I never underestimate anybody I race against, and a lot of these guys are good shoes, and the guys from last year have got better, and we've got some real good shoes coming in. So I predict that it's going to be a really good year for both the drivers and the fans, and I can't wait.
So fans that were there last year aren't going to find the same car for you. They're not going to find that white car. Right behind us is your new ride. Talk a little bit about that. You've got a new number and a different paint scheme. Yeah,
we decided to change it up a little bit. Alex Hill and I both ran 77 last year, and I was 77X, and on the scoreboard they both showed up as 77, so there's no differentiating between them. So we decided over the winter to make a little change, changed it to 7H, and decided to go for a little bit of a different paint scheme. Red's my favorite color, so I love it. I'm super stoked, and I can't wait. I love the way the car looks. I absolutely love it, so I'm pretty excited.
You have a phenomenal owner backing you and a lot of great sponsors. So who else would you like to thank for getting you back to the racetrack every week?
Yeah, like I said, my car, like you said, my car owner, Miles Hill, like, he helps so many people and does so many things for so many people. And that's, I know I ramble sometimes in interviews, but that's part of what brought me back in my pajamas to the racetrack, is the commitment that he made to me and the faith that he put in me as his driver. And I wanted to repay that. And so I honestly drive for the best team in racing as far as I'm concerned. My fiance Lisa, you know, a lot of times the wives and girlfriends are overlooked, but they put up with a lot of a lot of late nights from the crew guys, not just myself, but the crew guys. So I want to thank her and Jimmy Mills and Chris Teal, my main crew guys. We've been working our butts off since December. So I'm just in a real good spot, and I'm so fortunate to have not only the equipment, surrounded by good equipment, but good people, and that's really what makes it happen.
Well, there you have it. The Gunslinger will be back. Ryan Hunsinger behind the wheel, the crate sprint car this year to defend his title in the division. I'm Greg Kellman for Ohsweken Speedway.com.